We've got Kenneth Ujah, a basketball expert who joins us in this conversation. I know Kenneth is a busy man. It took us a lot of time to get him on the show. Kenneth, thank you for joining the show today. My first question is, why do we have a roster, a transfer window in the basketball world on the continent that doesn't seem to have a precise date players move from clubs to club? Is that proper?
Yeah, the FIBA actually has a transfer window. You know, they have a transfer window. So for the fact that you are saying that they signed a player now, it doesn't mean that that's the time that the name was submitted to the NBBF. You know, so yeah, the name was submitted before the transfer window closed. The NBBF actually have a good structure that allows teams to register not more than 2 foreign players. You know, even the local players, if you have played on an international scene, only one can play. So those rules have been met by every team. So Rivers supposed for them to come out now and say they're signing Omar Abada, it means that they submitted Omar Abada's name before the close of the transfer window.
Right. Looking ahead of the basketball league now, for this same player, he has played for US Monastir, he has played for Club Africain. What happens if tomorrow comes after the basketball league season in Nigeria and maybe the next BAL competition, he moves away from Rivers Hoopers and goes to another club? Don't you think this also disrupts plans of basketball clubs?
Yeah, so now that has to be, that doesn't affect Nigerian basketball. You're not talking about African basketball in general. So for that to happen, everybody has to agree, you know, in the whole Africa. So teams, you look at their players. The Rwandan Basketball Federation just finished their league, and you had players moving in, you know, and out. So that is common with African basketball, not just Nigeria. You know, so yes, a player can move into Rivers Hoopers, and then if Rivers Hoopers don't make it to the BAL, for example, he can also move to another club. That happens in Africa a lot.
All right, I just hope that we can get some of these moves for our Nigerian basketball stars as well. But let's now talk about the experience that Omar brings to Rivers Hoopers. We know that Rivers Hoopers used to be the major talking point when it comes to Nigerian basketball, but they were dethroned some months ago. What experience would he bring in, and would this also help Rivers Hoopers regain that top spot when it comes to Nigerian basketball?
Actually, yeah, when I saw Rivers Hoopers signing Omar Abada, I was actually in Morocco. I watched him play against Martin Flyers. I've watched him. I followed his journey. He's a serial winner. He's a champion. You know, he knows how to play basketball the right way. He knows how to win. You know, the only thing that is going to be brought into question is, can he survive the toughness in Nigerian basketball? You see, Nigerian basketball system is a very tough place. We've seen a lot of superstars come down here, and then they don't show up. So when I started talking to some coaches and everybody, you know, it was a shock to everybody that actually bringing down Omar Abada, you know, down to Nigerian League. And right now, with that post, I also made a post. I reported that he was signed. And a lot of people, a lot of coaches in the playoffs are now looking at how they can guard him. And we're going to see if he's going to survive the toughness in Nigerian basketball.
Right, Adameloju?
Yeah, it's interesting. I want to follow up on what you just said. He's 33 years old, and we know he's super experienced, but you've talked about the risk. How will you weigh the risk and reward potentially for Rivers Hoopers by signing a guy who is about to enter his mid-30s?
Like I said, he is a serial champion. You know, that's a champion. He has proven himself on international level, at African level. He's proven himself in Tunisia. He's proven himself on the Basketball African League. He's proving himself at the AfroBasketball stage. You know, so he's still playing high-level basketball at the age of 33, right? Yeah. And we saw that this season. at the Basketball African League. If he played the same way he played at the African Basketball League, then the whole Nigerian teams, the whole 8 teams in the playoffs have a player to worry about.
Definitely. We look forward to the Basketball League. Before I let you go, Kenneth, Nigeria's Tigers are preparing for the 4th window of the FIBA Basketball World Cup. And, of course, preparations are kicking into top gear with the coach, Fizdale, also in conversations with the player. Now, for the Tigers, they've really fallen down the pecking order. Do you think that the coach, Fizdale, would help Nigeria get back up there?
Of course, we saw in the last qualifying window, we saw what Nigeria did, with defeating Tunisia, defeating Rwanda, beating almost everybody in the last qualifying window. We're showing excellent basketball with the players, with the caliber of players that we had in the last qualifying window. Now we have Josh Okogie joining the squad. Josh Okogie, an NBA player. Metu is still coming back on the squad. We have good players on the squad, and we just need to build on from the last window that we were spectacularly good, and continue into this window in Tunisia. Yeah, I know that we're going to have our hands full. We have good players, but Caleb Agada, having all those kind of players on the squad, gives you some certain level of confidence, and that shows you the level of confidence that both the coach and us as a nation have with this squad.
All right, we look forward to all of that basketball action for Nigeria, from club basketball to national team basketball for both the men and women. Remember that Rena Wakama is also set to return to join the D Tigers as we prepare for the World Cup. Thank you very much, Kenneth Ujah, for your time. Always a pleasure having you on the show.